So I made this team. As you can see, every monster in my front line has mortar skills, and if you look, next in my reinforcements, I have a Caniswyrm, who, if you don't know, his entrance is called Lock and Load, and basically it marks one enemy monster and it loads one of your monsters. So I love this team. I think it's super cool that I can retreat with Black Titan and basically instantly use a mortar move. But after playing with it for many battles, I've realized it's not good. Mortars are difficult to pull off because they just cost too many seconds loading. Yes, they are. Tricranium's good and they are powerful moves, but the whole thing with loading mortars and then having to use them is just too difficult to pull off, like, realistically. So one thing I also noticed is that this team gets completely shut down by Gravity Field because Black Titan has solo all of his moves and all the mortar monsters I'm using are Earth. So Black Titan is completely useless for the entire game if they have a Gravity Field monster, and I don't have any way of removing him, which, well, I do. I have, like, Jawshank, but I use Jawshank to get rid of Caniswyrm because Caniswyrm is also pretty much useless once he does his entrance, and he stops Rock Colossus from doing all his raw things. So I completely admit, this is a bad team, and I'm sure there's ways I can make it better, but I just thought it was so cool using this, like, instant mortar attack from the front line. So I tried really hard to make this work. I was doing a bunch of battles the other day trying to make them work, and they never really did, but you're gonna see 3 of them here. And this one was probably my easiest battle because, like, even in his front line he could have destroyed me, but having the Rock Colossus defense boost and Tricranium being a beast meant that his Zibarius double retribution didn't kill either of them. And I also got really lucky that he decided to kill Black Titan because I would have retreated anyway, but he just kind of saved me a move by killing Black Titan, and I just didn't have to worry about using retreat because normally I retreat and then I reload him anyway with Tricranium, so, you know, it all worked out. Here, I really like using Hellfire Mortar All with Armadiator because with his roll-up passive, when he's at full health, he has an attack boost, and that move does crazy damage. So a lot of the times I pray that the load from Caniswyrm will load him, and I can just Hellfire Mortar All on, like, the first turn because he's also really fast, and that'll just, like, annihilate the entire front line. But here he hit him down past that threshold of having the attack boost, so I had to knock back the Omegas Dragon. And now I'm kind of in a pretty bad spot. I've got a Jawshank with 2 kills now. I've got a Spectre Fox, I've got an Atrahasis, and an Anka Dragon who's completely worthless. So, as you can see, this team building is not very well done. And there I try to get Cthulhu to hold ground, but of course it wasn't enough. And he's going to bring in his Freeze Cobra with this Bronze Shell. And I'm just thinking, okay, how can I finesse my way around this? So I get Cthulhu to hold ground. I charge my Blood Crave on Spectre Fox. And now he's got 3 turns in a row. I know he can't do anything with Spectre Fox, which is nice. But I'm pretty sure his Kinesia gun has Bloodthirst charged? Maybe? No. He just goes for the Retribution on Atrahasis. And then kills him with Freeze Cobra. So I see I have Grimoris next in line. And I know if he does the Poison Drain, which he does, then all 3 of his monsters that aren't poisoned have kills. And I actually got super lucky that that Dreamy Entrance hit Spectre Fox, because Spectre Fox is the only one with Purify. And so then I skip, get my Spectre Fox to have a turn, and kill his Jaguardian. And now I've got Bloodthirst charged on my Jawshank. I've got Solo Blood Crave charged on Spectre Fox. He's got a Vainness who's going to do nothing, and who also lost her shield because of the poison field from Freeze Cobra. And then I've got 2 of his monsters put to sleep, and he's got a Bronze Shell on the field. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident. I was going to charge my Blood Crave on Anka Dragon with that Bronze Shell, but he killed it off, which is no big deal. I kill his Prismarics because I'm worried about him using Dual Slayer Bane. I just kind of randomly hit Musharu. From now, I can tell that the battle's pretty much won. He's got a Black Titan, but there really isn't much he can do. He can't even do anything with his Vainness. He doesn't have any legendaries on the field, so he can't Ritual 6. He just tries to skip, but I say nope. And he's just going to do Bloodbath to just get something done with his Vainness. And yeah, so this first battle, it worked out. I got the front line to work, even if the instant load didn't have that much of an effect. It let me kill his Scorpiogeist and Angel Lion quickly because it loaded Tricranium, which was nice. But it didn't have a huge impact. So there you can see I skipped. I Dream Hunted Spectre Fox, and Black Titan killed his Vainness with his entrance. Here is also where my team building gets bad because I have a Missile Torment near an Anka Dragon. So if there's a Protector and Anka Dragon's still on the field, he's not going to be able to do anything because I have Missile Torment. But, this team, I'm probably never going to use it again. But I just thought it was a cool idea trying to make Caniswyrm work. And I'm sure I could try harder, but I don't really care that much. They're just finishing off the rest of his stuff. I can't really do much here, but I just, invoke Grimoris in case, I don't know, I disconnect or something. But yeah, he doesn't give up. He just fights to the end, which I respect. I do the same thing. And so that counts as a win for me. Let's go to the next battle. This one is against Hades, who I look at and I say, wow, this is awful. Because like I said, one of the few things that totally counters my, this team basically, is Gravity Field. So when I was trying to make this team work, I developed a new, complete hatred for Joko Dragon. I've never liked him, but now I just despise him. And I already despise Garden Fairy Sunflower, and I already love Crystal Worms, and now I'm going against not only the fact that it's Crystal Worms, but the fact that it's Hades using Crystal Worms. I beat this guy with, not the other day, but I have beaten this guy with my own Crystal Worm team. So going against him using Crystal Worms is honestly just icing on the cake of irony. So he's already got his Perpeus charged. He's got a Crystal Worm Aider who isn't going to be able to do much. But I have a Black Titan and a Motor Dragon and a Jawshank and a Joko Dragon who aren't going to be able to do much, and a Bronze Shell because Garden Fairy Sunflower's busted and I hate her so much. But I do have her below Vigor and Confidence Strike range, so I'm kind of at this this tipping point of, do I kill her or do I keep her alive because she's not going to do anything except she's going to keep summoning Bronze Shells. So it's really tough. And then to top it all off, when I kill Perpeus, his Healing Revenge takes Garden Fairy Sunflower up into Hardened Carapace range, which is just so horrible. This battle is going in such a bad direction for me. And not only that, but he feasts his Aider with Roseus. Now his Roseus has Blood Fury charged, and I've got the 3 really weak monsters that he can easily kill. He's got a Bauble Basher. I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, I'm in such a bad spot. There's no way I'm going to be able to pull this off. And still, now I have his Joko Dragon on my field, so I can't retreat with Black Titan, of course, because, I'm really smart. I know how to team build. So I'm literally just spamming True Hit on this Garden Fairy Sunflower. Here, I was like, are you sure I can't use any other move? But yes, the game is sure that I can't use any other move. And then he kills my Atrahasis, who was going to be my only ticket to getting rid of Joko Dragon or Black Titan. So yeah, this is basically a loss. I can tell from here that there's no way I can come back from this. I do get Blood Crave charged on Anka Dragon, but what's it gonna do? Because he's just gonna die once he uses Blood Crave. I knock back next because I'm not trying to deal with a Glaceron when I can't even deal with a Super Shell, you know? And then he's got just, you know, stall time with Purify. I decide to kill the Vixiagard, and it's going to bring in Siberian, who's going to kill, or not kill, but stun out of play both my Sun Absorbers, and of course put to sleep Oncodragon, so he can just stall as much time as he wants. Roseus decides to kill Joka Dragon, I'm pretty sure, so he can send back his Siberian. Am I right? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. This is why I like recording stuff live, so I don't have to like worry about remembering what they do, and I can just react to what they do. But yes, he did send back. And this is where I'm thinking, okay, I've kind of got some sort of a chance, what's the word? Some strange sense of hope, because I've got 2 of his monsters asleep, particularly one of his nasty sweepers. I've got a kill on Grimoris, so I can start invoking if I have to. And I look at my team and I say, wow, I have 4 bronze shells in a row. I hate Garden Fairy Sunflower, because honestly, I do. Every single time I come across her, I just assume it's an automatic loss. I hate her so much. But whatever. I'm at this point accepting the fact that there's no way this is going to end well for me. I invoke again. Maybe I can pull off some sort of bloodbath play. He took out his Super Shell and got his own Oncodragon, who of course he gets to charge Bloodcrave on. But do I with my Oncodragon? Nope. I go for the kill on Garden Fairy Sunflower and it works. But honestly, what good is that going to do, because Black Titan is going to be on the field this entire battle. So he fast breakers my Grimoris. I am left with 4 completely useless monsters. He decides to take out Black Titan, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can do something with solo Bloodcrave now. But then I have a Missile Torment next in line. And of course I have a Missile Torment right into his Oncodragon. So I just completely am done. There's no way I can win this. He has so much control, he has so much kill power, and I have pretty much nothing, especially considering that I have 2 bronze shells on the field. I see he has an Infernocorn next in line. He's got he's got a 60-second kill with Roseus. He's got a 70-second kill with Oncodragon. He's charging up his Leogeist, and it's just not good. If you guys can't tell, I did lose this battle. This isn't like some crazy comeback, but I lost. 100% I lost. I got absolutely demolished by Hades. But the reason I'm showing this is because I think it's cool to see other people using Crystal Worms that aren't just me. And I think it's cool to see Crystal Worms destroying me. I think it's hilarious because I like pride myself on being the CEO of Crystal Worms, being like the first to start using them, the first to start making them work, the first to realize their potential. And then I just get absolutely destroyed by somebody using Crystal Worms. I just think that's really ironic. And especially the fact that it's Hades. I just think that's funny. But yeah, that was not a good battle. That was not a good showing for me. But we're going into the third one against BLKD2222. And it's an Aura Dragon, Oncodragon, Atrahasis team. So I was thinking about true hitting, but I said, no, this is probably going to be my last time using this team ever. I want to make this Caniswyrm work. So I would have done there what I was talking about earlier. That was the Hellfire Mortar All. I would have done that, but I was not about to give him a, like it would have been Oncodragon died, so he gets reincarnated at the back, and then Atrahasis would have gotten a turn. He would have used Necromancy, so that would have been 3 Eternal Revenges waiting for me and his team. I was not about to deal with that. So I tried to knock back the Aura Dragon, but it didn't work. And now he's got a charged Oncodragon. He kills my Armadiator, and this, he Necromancies the Armadiator, which is, you know, it's a reasonable move. But with, like what I said, when he's not on full health, he's just not going to be doing good damage. So he's basically just a pull back and knock back mortar guy, because Hellfire Mortar, when he's on 1 health, is going to be pretty useless, honestly. So there I was kind of sad that he did Purifying Mist, because it completely shuts down my Tricranium. But I decide to Hellfire Mortar double anyway so that I can double repulse Oncodragon and Atrahasis. In comes his Armadiator, who's going to load, obviously, but I'm not worried. And at this point, I'm looking and I'm saying, okay, this is doable. Moginator is just going to, either exit plan or spam Purifying Mist. I decided Raw Overwatch because I have the seconds to do it. And I just skip and do the Unwanted Friend, which, looking back, it might have been smart to kill the Bronze Shell because he could have gotten rid of my Overwatch on Rock Colossus, but it didn't really matter because I was able to Swift Unwanted Friend and then cannibalize Motor Dragon with my Jawshank. Here, I'm like, okay, who am I trying to take out? And I decide to get rid of the Stealth on Aura Dragon and the Shield on Armadiator, which, looking back, also wasn't the smartest choice because I was just going to kill Aura Dragon with Rock Colossus anyway, so I could have gotten rid of the Stealth on Moginator. That's another thing when I commentate over replays instead of live, is I notice a bunch of things I could have done better, and it's kind of demoralizing when I see myself make a choice and I was like, wow, in the grand scheme of things, that was a horrible decision. Did I really just make that decision in a battle? But oh well, that's how you learn, that's how you get better. So I try to take out his Moginator. Doesn't really work. And here I was thinking, yeah, his Oncodragon is pretty useless, but then he has a Link Death Sentence set up. So I either have to kill him or accept the fact that I'm going to lose a monster, and I'm pretty sure I just accept the fact that I'm going to lose a monster, considering the monster he decided to Death Sentence was Jawshank, which, speaking of bad decisions, I don't think that was the best idea, since I've got a charged Rock Colossus and a Tricranium with plenty of fodder. But there, my Rock Colossus goes to sleep, so at the end of the day, I guess he did make the right decision. But my Jawshank dies. Now he's got Bloodcrave charged on his Oncodragon. Here I decide to just take out Hansa Wolf because I'm not trying to deal with Blood Clones and Petrifies and stuff. Yes, I do lose my Spectre Fox, and that means no more Revenges, but it works out. I was thinking he was going to go for duel, but he didn't, which was kind of smart because that would have woken up my Rock Colossus, and honestly, one of the Overwatches probably would have been blocked by Rockoid. I think that's how that works. So I'm not too worried, but I take out the Mechanubis and the Spectre Fox, and I saw that the Regenerate worked again, and I was really worried that I was just going to get soloed by this Spectre Fox, but then the Sleep hit the Poison Rockoid from the Mulasem, so that wasn't too bad. His Oncodragon is charged, but gonna die soon, so I'm really not that worried. And here's another mistake. I Necromancy the Rockoid, which, in hindsight, was such a bad idea, because, what if he has a Protector? Or, not even and my Rock Colossus can't use any of his raw moves, and he doesn't have a Mortar charged. So, having that Rockoid come in was very bad. It was just not smart. It was me completely overlooking everything. But I healing reload to hope that I can sort of get him to get another turn by the time the Rockoid dies and not put myself too far out of play. He decides to Assisted Blaze with the Mulasem, which is nice because it takes out my Rockoid. And now I can finally charge my Oncodragon, which is great, because I've been trying to do that for pretty much this whole game. I kill the Mulasem, and I was honestly kind of worried that wouldn't kill, because, Earth Fire, but it did. It all worked out. I quell the Mojicraft just for something to do with Grimoris. He has this instant charge on Razor Ray. I think Razor Ray is not great, but I think having him kind of later in the team is pretty cool, because you can do the instant charge into Laser Blast. So it's a good, catch-up mechanism, because he also is really fast. So you can just, instantly kill something, more or less. I double summon, because at this point, I'm looking at the number of monsters he has left, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to need to have plenty of fodder ready for Tricranium if I want to win this battle. Here, I decide to kill the Arachna, because my Oncodragon's going to die from recoil from Bloodcrave anyway, so I might as well kill the monster with Death Revenge. He purifies all, which is fine. I'm not too worried about that because Mojicraft, isn't going to do much other than Purifying Mist or heal all. So I decide to slash all so that Mojicraft can't get any value. And here he brings in a Sanctalion and a Grovodius, which worries me a little bit because I'm looking at my monsters and I'm thinking, wow, only one of these has stun immunity. So he can totally, completely control me with Sanctalion. So I try to, gain back control. I do a double summon with Tricranium, just get as much fodder as I can. I use Overwatch on Ryzen. My Missile Torment is too far out of play to, get to his Overwatch point. And also the fact that I have Missile Torment on the field means Rock Colossus can't use any of his raw moves. But I'm setting up here. I'm getting myself on a safe playing field, somewhere where I feel like I could do something. So that's why I did the Blessing Mortar. He's just going to assist Nova to get rid of all their shields, but I honestly didn't do it for the shield. I just did it for the, more or less like a reset. So now, he can't really do much with the Sanctalion other than just attack, because that's really what Sanctalion does. It's just the clone, stun, revenge, and then attack. So now I'm looking at his teams, and I'm thinking, looking at his monsters, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I totally got this. Because, he can't do much. He's got a Grovodius, who's pretty much useless, a Mojicraft, who's pretty much useless, and a Bronze Shell, who he's just killing anyway. So I pure Overwatch with Missile Torment, and I thought I had a Mortar loaded, but I didn't. So there I had to reload. But it doesn't matter because he just decides to Ultra Stone my Missile Torment. He could have done a stealth on Sanctalion or something, but he didn't, which made me really happy. And there, the duo attack gets blocked by Missile Torment, or maybe he just went for him, I wasn't paying attention. But I still have the instant life flip, so I can bring him back up to full health and get an Overwatch again. And here I'm thinking, wow, I've got Tricranium and I've got Ryzen. And he's got a whole bunch of stealth. So since I have Missile Torment Overwatched, I just use Stealth All. And then I decided to take out the shield on Sprigolo and then use Time's Up to kill Grovodius and Mojicraft, because I'm really tired of the Purifying Mists. And here, he brings in a Chronozeros and a Nebulonix, and I ran out of fodder for my Tricranium. So I'm thinking, okay, this is bad. This is really bad, because if he's got, Summon Guardians, and he starts getting blood clones on this Nebulonix, then that is not good. But he doesn't summon Guardians. He goes for a Fast Strike, and it brings Missile Torment down to 1 health. So I Desperate Chomp the Nebulonix, which gives a turn to my Ryzen, which is fine. He was going to get a turn anyway. I Stun Blitz just to kind of give me a little bit more time before I start doing stuff. I Double Summon because I see that I'm not in too deep trouble with Tricranium. I'll have time to load again. The Tracking Piercing Mortar is loaded on Rock Colossus. Mojimo comes in, but he's not going to be able to do anything because he doesn't have Purifying Mist anymore, so he heals all. And now I realize that I've pretty much got this in the bag. I double summon again just to be sure. I get a Mortar loaded, and then I just start spamming Nova Drake. I do a rear load, slash all. I'm not worried about giving him a Missile Torment because I've got Tricranium loaded. So of course he does get the Missile Torment, but I can just kill him with Tricranium. And then you can see that this battle's pretty much wrapped up. I get my reward, and it all works out. So those were 3 battles with this Mortar team, if you could call it that. I guess my attempted Mortar front line. This was supposed to be a spotlight on Caniswyrm, but really it was just a spotlight on how bad I am at team building. But it's a cool concept. I think Caniswyrm is cool, but I don't think he's good enough to be really used. And like I mentioned, Mortars are just slow to get going in PvP. So, it was fun. I had a good time. It was funny to do that match against Hades. But I'm probably never going to use this team again. Just wanted to showcase my cool idea of the retreat into the lock and load. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video.